Wagwan guys, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. I cannot complain myself. So today we're going to be reacting to this video of this woman who basically says if she was 22 years old today, she would not be talking to or dating black men, which is kind of harsh when you think about it. It's like, that really doesn't make any sense to say something like that. It's like the first thing that comes to your mind is like, who hurt you? Just reading those headlines, right? Very interesting. I'm gonna play that video for you right now. Kind of lengthy, maybe like 2 minutes, but here it goes.
Percent honest. If I were 22 today, I would not be dating black men at all, unless they were older. They'd have to be real old. Because they're too feminine these days for me. I like masculine, go get them, I'm gonna pay for that baby type men, okay? Where you want to go on vacation type men. That's what I like. If I was 22 today, I wouldn't date black men. I'm sorry. Y'all take too long to get y'all stuff together. Y'all want us to pay half the bills and sleep with you? No, can't do that. I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm not saying that other men are better than you. I'm just saying they're more ambitious than you. Yes, you can play basketball and football really good. You dominate the rap game. But the average non-famous black man has less ambition. I like ambition. Ambition leads to success. Oh, sorry. Others have a financial head start. They are not more ambitious. That's not really true. You can't use that as an excuse. If you're ambitious, you don't need a head start. If you good, you don't need a head start. Seriously, my husband didn't have no head start. He's black. He came from a family of 10 in the country. He didn't have no head start. So what's your excuse? You come up with every excuse instead of every solution. That's your problem. You're going to sit here and say, oh, this, oh, that. You're going to come up with 10 excuses before you come up with half a solution. That's why you stuck. That's why women make more money than you. That's why you are stuck. Okay? And that's just the honest truth. Everybody sees that. Everyone. Except y'all.
So she had some good points in there. One of the first things, watching it again, it almost wants you, it makes you want to ask the question, like, is this a gold digger? Right? Well, it's a toss up at the end of the day. Because it's true, right? You should be wanting to earn more. Okay. Now there's this whole thing. Right, about, if you want to be a housewife versus, you being out in the forefront and leading, and this conflicts with, historically how things were done, and with changes being made, it's gonna be different outcomes. So that it'll toss up the nuclear family is basically what I'm saying in so many words, because you're gonna have women out earning. Well, some women do out earn men today, right? Even in this scenario. So, you're gonna see that, right? Or you have stay-at-home dads, and you have women who are out in the workforce, and they are earning the pay. They're earning the household income. All right. But it was very interesting. I actually Googled a few things because it was interesting. And one of the first things I Googled was what about black men, right? That was the first thing that popped off in my head. I'm like, okay, it's a wage pay gap, right? Because she said that, like, for the most part, men are going to out earn women, right? And if we're going on the median, like the average, black male, I believe, yeah, he's gonna out earn the average black woman, right? Because she's talking about like the law of averages right now, right? But there, you're gonna have like, come on, Oprah, right? She was like one of the first famous rich people, in this generation, basically, in this era, I would say. So, here goes some statistics for you. For instance, the median black male worker earns 74% as much as the median white male worker, while the median Hispanic male worker earns only 63% as much. Just really quickly, these are some facts I thought that were interesting about black women in the labor force. Okay. Black women earn 63 cents for every dollar earned by a white non-Hispanic man. Thought that was interesting. Okay. The wage gap is not just driven by educational differences. Okay. Black women have the highest labor force participation rate of all women. So you have black women out there getting it, out there working, right? There are more black women than black men. I do believe that is true. So I don't know if that account. I mean, that's still good, right? Right. I mean, but not a competition here. Black women have also experienced high unemployment, especially in the wake of the pandemic, which everyone's kind of had their adversity with that. Black moms, too, have relatively high labor force participation rates. Okay. So, single ladies, that could definitely, be in that number, right? Single black mothers kind of having no other choice but to get out in the work world and earn and for themselves. If they don't want to go depend on the government and, get handouts, even though that's a possibility, like you probably could. I don't know if it would be like a livable, wage that you would get from that. It definitely wouldn't be a wage, but you'll just be getting some checks here and there. This is how much money black women lose due to the gender pay gap. Let's see. The wage gap that sees black women earning less than white and non-Hispanic men can cost them as much as $2,000 per month, $23,000 per year, and more than $900K over the course of a 40-year career, according to the National Women's Law Center, a policy-focused organization that fights for gender justice. Okay, let's go down here a bit. Last year, the day fell on August 3rd, meaning that black women this year have had to work over 6 weeks longer into the year to try to make up for their lost wages. In the United States, black women are on average paid 58 cents for every dollar earned by men, according to the Census Bureau. Okay, that is shared by the American Association of University Women. Okay, let's move on from that. Some more statistics. What is the average salary for a black man? Okay. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics detailed this double gap in June 2020, releasing data on average weekly and annual salaries broken out by race and gender. White men, 1,115 weekly, $58K annually. Black men, $828 weekly, $43,000 annually. White women, $929 weekly, $48,300 annually. Okay. What is the black pay gap? Median earnings are for 4 year round workers. How does the wage gap harm black women? Medium wage for black women in the United States are $36,303 per year compared to median wage of $57,005 annually for white non-Hispanic men. This amounts to a difference of $20,702 each year. It's a lot of money that they're missing, right? But I think the IRS came out with the tax brackets. So like if you make, what is it, $43,000, you could be taxed like on the high end of $17,000. Can you believe that? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy to me. So like you would still be getting taxed ridiculously, you know. So black women do earn the average, you know, just looking at it, average black woman earns $36,000, 303, right? That's how much average black woman earns. So you may have some black women out earn you, you know, out earn black men. So the point, I'm saying that to make the point of, I guess, the black men she was running into, I guess she was out earning them, or she sees now that a lot of black, I have no idea, because she's married, and so I don't know where she's getting this, you know, this from, to tell you the truth. I have no idea. She's married, and then like she's just saying that black men are feminine, and I'm like, what, like, how does that, it just doesn't really make sense to me at the end of the day, because she's married, but she's still trying to look through some lens to say how, you know, disenfranchised black men are, you know, but she's married to a black man, and then like she's picking little caveats to discredit black men as a whole, you know, in like, well, young black men. Well, it's, you know, it's proven that black men, they don't start really getting their earning potential until like what? I'm gonna say 30s, 40s, right? Late 30s, early 40s, and I've heard it even gone up to like, you know, 54. But like you kind of got to be doing your job already in order to, you know, be able to make those dollars later on in life too, right? That's a thing. But yeah, man, just one of those videos where she's kind of talking down. I feel as if she's doing that a lot. She has a point. I don't know if you could use it for motivation. I don't want to call her a gold digger, because it's like, I'm not like, I don't want to infringe on your unalienable rights, right? Your right to the pursuit of happiness, right? And so if you want money, and by all means, you know, statistics prove that, you know, black women are out there earning, they're out there working. Yeah, and the majority of black women are working, right? Or, you know, majority of black moms are working. Okay, I'll say that. Then yeah, they should be able to, you know, have their earning powers increase, right? But just looking at the numbers, she was talking about how most black men, you know, or some black men, you know, it wasn't most, but she was just talking about how young black men, they like lack ambition and stuff like that. and know-how. I guess that's why she was going for experience, because she said she would just talk to like older black men. So that was giving off the gold digger vibes. And it's like, you don't want to, it's just one of those things. Okay, first I'll say this. I'll attack it this way. When you look at black men, how, on average weekly, they'll earn $828. Now, yeah, you could make the argument like, if they were, if the individual was more ambitious, maybe picked up a side gig, or, maybe just did something to increase their earning power, maybe they could up that, right? They could easily up that $828 weekly, right? They could easily do that, right? I don't think anything's like stopping them. Okay. But historically, you look at, just what black people have went through, and just kind of how things have just unraveled from the start. And it's an argument to say that, right? Some people, started off with, historically, more advantages than other people have. And you can't rule that out. You can never say, hey, let's wipe this slate clean. And well, no, because, you have statistics that's going to back this. And then like, you can't argue for, I don't think she's arguing in this video for like higher pay. She's just basically diminishing black men and like for their earning potentials and like their masculinity, and kind of like using shaming language, right? It's her opinion. At the end of the day, it's her opinion. It's her thought process. That's her decision to choose how she wants to date. Now, do I agree with it? Probably not. Okay, because if you, hey, what, like, maybe black men, maybe they should, date and marry later on, right? Once they've kind of got, their self financially stable, and like kind of grown into maturity. Yeah, that would probably be a good idea too. But that doesn't, also, and we're talking about like just the average black man. We're not talking about someone who is extraordinary and they're like making millions of dollars, like pretty much right out of high school, or like even in high school, or whatever, any type of special case, right? Maybe that could work, right? But still, that would rule out any of those guys. Okay. But we're talking on average. All right. And then even on, some of these average guys, they were able to pull off, and make do with that, livable wage right there, and finesse that with a good woman, and be able to have a family and be successful, and actually be able to jump up a few tax brackets as well, because of, having that strong base, that family base, that nuclear family, right? And interesting video, right? Just interesting, because I'm not one to tell somebody like, or like diminish someone's aspirations or whatever, but hindsight's 2020. So she's like making this video in hindsight. She's making this video and being able to look back in retrospect and say like, I would have done this, but still, like, her argument, everything just seems flawed, and like it just seems like she's coming from, a place of hurt or anger, and like she's making, it's a different era, it's a different age group, but like she's still looking at, young men, and like she's just talking, that it is what it is. She's just talking smack, you know what I'm saying? But still, at the end of the day, on average, That's, you look at the numbers and it's just like, well, that still doesn't match up. You know, it doesn't match up. Black men on average are still going to earn more than a black woman. So it's just like, I don't know where she's coming from, at the end of the day. And if we're talking about like young black men who haven't even entered the workforce yet, then of course you're going to out earn them. You're older than them. You know what I'm saying? So that's the perspective she's coming at, I think is a little bit off maybe, but that's her argument. And that's what I got for you guys, man. Peace. I'm out.